guys, it's SJ, welcome round, thanks for coming by. Today is another gentle parenting, positive discipline video. These are my 5 habits of how to be a calm and happy parent. They're kind of daily habits, but they're not things like get up at 5 a.m, meditate for 20 minutes. They're just little things you kind of pepper in that to a very normal day, a very normal busy day. Often, you know, we're not just mothers, we also work, we're sisters, we're wives, we've got a house to run. There's so many things on our shoulders, and you can't always put calmness and happiness together, but I think that for me, keeping calm means I respond positively to my children, which makes them happy, which does make me really happy. And this video is actually a sponsored video by a most amazing app, Blinkist. So I have a discount code for you all for Blinkist, which is brilliant because you're always asking me on these videos what are my favourite books for parenting, for kind of self-worth and self-help and all these kind of topics that I cover in this type of series. And honestly, I don't have like a big library full of books because I don't have time. Like, I've got the kids, and I find like I want to dip in and dip out, and I often read bits online. And Blinkist, what it does, it is an app that you can download that have access to over 3,000 non-fiction books in about 27 different categories. So all the big books that you've seen, like Becoming by Michelle Obama, The Subtle Art of Not Giving It, which I wanted to read for so long. And what they do is condense it down into 15-minute blinks. So instead of chapters, you get blinks, which are the kind of key insights. So kind of how I do these YouTube videos, which is reading a lot, digesting and giving you the key outtakes of the whole entire book. And then if you're interested, you can also deep dive a bit further. You can download the full audiobooks on Blinkist as well. They've got a huge catalogue that you can do that and keep forever. So I find it absolutely brilliant. When I'm cooking the dinner, I've literally listened to the whole of The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, which I've wanted to know about for so long, and I'm so fascinated by it. There's some things about, you know, really following what's interesting, what's passionate, what's going to reach your goals, letting everything else go. I also absolutely loved Permission to Feel. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, but it is one that has really spoken to me, and I know you guys will absolutely love it. It's my top pick on Blinkist at the moment. It takes like 15 minutes to listen to. I listened to it when I was just literally doing Play-Doh with Evelina and learned so much, and it is right up our street. So right now Blinkist has a special offer just for you guys. So go to blinkist.com/sjstrum to get a free 7-day trial and 25% off a premium membership to Blinkist thereafter, as well as 65% off audiobooks, which are yours to keep. So that's Blinkist, it's spelled blinkist.com/sjstrum. I've absolutely loved it. It fits in so well to my days. You'll be able to really digest and learn a lot more about this topic. That's blinkist.com/sjstrum. Do it now, don't miss out on the deal. So after that long intro, let me get on with my 5 tips for calm and happy parenting. First thing calm and happy parents do is they are prepared emotionally, and they've even gone on and prepared their children emotionally. So you think about emotional preparation, it sounds a bit dramatic, but if you think about things like a wedding day, you would think through, how am I going to feel, how am I going to act? Those feelings are okay and they're valid. If you think through a first day at a new job, you're going to be nervous. You kind of have those expectations of your feelings, so you're able to deal with them on the day, a first day at school, for instance. However, we do still have those same feelings for the everyday days out. You know, you think about the things when often go wrong. If it's a day out I've invested in, like I've booked something that I think is really special, and the children don't behave in a certain way, it causes a confrontation. If you've prepared yourself emotionally, if you've kind of said to yourself, do you know what, when we get to the playground, I know they never really sit and enjoy the picnic, and that's okay, I'm going to let it go. Or if we get to the beach, I know they probably still will sulk and want to go home. I'm not going to let that affect my mood. I'm going to accept that that's part of childhood some days. You can't please everybody, but I will make the most of the day. And if we have to leave early, that's okay. And if you've walked yourself through those emotions, then you will have a calmer experience. And if you're calmer, you've kind of anticipated them. So when I'm getting ready for a day out, or every single day, I'll just sort of think through the day. I talk through the day with the children, tell them exactly what to expect. I do that every morning over breakfast, so they're kind of prepared. But also I take the time to think to myself, are there going to be any crunch points here that I need to worry about? And I've prepared myself. Calm parents always make plans, but crucially are flexible. So this is something you'll learn from writing a birth plan, isn't it? From the very beginning, they tell you have your plans, have an expectation, have a wish, but be flexible because you never know. Life is no longer in your control right from labour. And that's something that I always do every single week. I find I'm much calmer if I've written down Monday to Friday activities that we're doing. So there's nothing kind of too hectic, so I don't have a really hectic week at the beginning and nothing at the end. I make sure there's downtime because, again, you're looking to avoid those confrontations of tired mum, grumpy kids, you know, I've got a big day out on a Wednesday, but I've got no snacks in the cupboard for that day. And if you've written all your activities out and just spent a good half an hour once a week, I do it on a Sunday afternoon, thinking things through, the week goes much smoother, I'm much calmer, I'm much happier, we have a great week. Third one is something that I live by for a few years now, which is to multitask me time. I don't get much me time, and for a long time I had this attitude of I don't need me time, who needs me time? Genuinely, I used to find me time an annoying phrase, but more and more I've sort of seen it as it's not about taking time away, because I think I was butting against the fact that I have 3 children. At the time I was working full time, our families live really far away, so it felt like an annoying thing to tell me I needed when I didn't have the option necessarily. But I do now multitask me time. So what I do is listen to podcasts, I listen to things that really I'm interested in, I read articles, and now with Blinkist, I genuinely has fitted into my day so well, because I've done this for years anyway, and I'm always seeking things out to learn something, to have something that's interesting, to have a piece of information to share to somebody else, to share with you guys. It's something I've always loved doing. And it's enriching, you know, to listen to somebody else's autobiography. You learn something, you take something with you. It can help you feel more positive for the day. So yeah, multitasking your me time, particularly if you've got like under 2s where the conversation, the chat isn't that good. I've got like a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, and now it's pretty good chit chat. But when I remember being like stuck at home with a really young toddler, I would always have something on that I was listening to, that I was enjoying, and it really helped. Number 4 is to take a powerful pause. I know what these sound like, powerful pause, but it's a good one. It's a really helpful one, and it kind of helps with, you know, mantras. I kind of love affirmations and mantras, and I read them a lot. I post them on Instagram because I'm one of those annoying people. But also, when do you use them in everyday life? So what I try to do is take this as a powerful pause. Means when you're in that moment, your child's kind of butting, you feel yourself getting, you know, angrier and angrier, because calmness is not something that happens every single day in my house. It's that powerful pause, and what you do in that pause is have a little saying that works for you, that you have going on in your mind. It can change. So my absolute favourite one is try a little tenderness. So whenever I'm feeling like I just want to go, for God's sake, we've said this 26 times, you're still doing the same thing, and they're not taking this no for an answer, shift it. Try a little tenderness. If I'm kind about it, they will cooperate. Another lovely one is put yourself in their little shoes. Sometimes we're seeing things from our perspective, and that might help you to reframe it. Or another one is observe with an open heart, which I think is really lovely. So whatever you feel fits you, maybe take a time to read a few, and then whenever you're getting to that crunch point and you need to take a step back, think, okay, this is my phrase, this is my powerful pause, I'm going to reframe and reset. Tell me what you think of this. I think it's controversial. It is to raise your expectations of other people. So this might be personal to me, but I find it really hard to expect help, and then I push it away. I push out this big feeling of independence. I'm independent, I don't need any help. I won't even accept your help. I'm super mum, I like to do it all. You know, when I had a career and the kids, and I wouldn't let my expectations of myself drop, or they do. To be honest, we all have a kind of a monologue in our own minds that probably puts ourselves down quite a lot. However, what I don't then do is raise my expectations of other people and accept the help. What I didn't do is look for those blind spots like they do in the subtle art of not giving an F. And I realised one of my blind spots is that I have seen myself as somebody who's independent and can do it all. And that was fine when I had one baby. Maybe when I had 2, I had a nanny. We had a full-time nanny because I worked full-time, but she was there to cook the meals. You know, she meal planned for me. But when I had 3 children, maybe it's not enough anymore. Maybe it's not enough for people to say, it's okay, she's always got it covered. And I realised I started to get really irritated, angry by other people getting help. Like, oh, my sister lives 3 doors down. It would give me like a little rage inside, and so I had to raise my expectations of what I expected of other people, and it wasn't good enough for me anymore, and it was a blind spot that I had pushed people away. So now, I plan it. So I speak to my parents and I say, you know, can you come up? And they're always like, yeah, of course, we can change things around and be available. Or I'll say, you know, to my husband, can you do the bedtime tonight? Because I've literally had enough by 4 o'clock. I've been homeschooling for 6 months, whatever it might be. And I ask, and I'm clear with my ask, and I've raised my expectations of others around me, and it has helped me be calmer and happier. And I think that a lot of you who watch me are like me, and we find it hard to ask for that help. And so do. So I hope that's been an interesting video. I'd love to know which of these you found most interesting and most helpful. I always try to find something unique, and I'm so excited to have a sponsor for one of these videos. Blinkist, thank you so much. Don't forget you can go to blinkist.com/sjstrum for 25% off their premium membership, which is really well priced. It also gives you 65% off their audiobook range, which are yours then to keep forever. It's a 7-day free trial, so try it out. I really think you'll enjoy it. I'd love to hear which of the books you've enjoyed on Blinkist, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.